Hey Tiesto, how you going?
Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah, what are you doing today?
Well, I'm in New York today, and I did a lot of interviews and stuff, and radio shows.
Yeah.
And yeah.
So
First day today.
Yeah, right. Are you playing tonight?
No, I just did Thursday, Friday, Saturday at the Hammerstein Ballroom.
Yeah.
And I was just been working the whole week on other stuff.
Yeah, sure. So Hammerstein Ballroom, that would have been pretty amazing.
Yeah, that was amazing. Yeah.
Great. And how are the crowds finding the new material that you're playing? Because Kaleidoscope has been, it's been very anticipated.
Yeah. No. It was for me the first time when I started out playing other songs from the album.
Yeah.
It's been going really well actually. They react really good on it.
Oh, good.
And it's not even out yet, so you can imagine. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so it's out next week in a lot of places. Are you excited that it'll finally be released?
Yeah. I'm very excited about it. Yeah, because it's such a different album than all the other stuff I did before.
Sure.
So it's exciting, and so I'm curious how it's gonna be developing the whole album in the next couple of months.
As you said, it is a big departure from your other stuff, and a lot of people have been, I guess, a little bit surprised that it's gone down that route, and you brought in a lot more indie and alternative vocalists. I mean, what was the decision behind that originally?
The decision behind it was just to get more inspired by people who are so artistically good in their own world, and it's all people I admire I worked with. It's not just people I choose randomly or to make me look cool. I just like those kind of bands.
Okay.
So that was the main reason behind it.
Sure. Yeah, I read a quote with you saying that in the last couple of years you've really discovered a whole other world of indie rock and alternative rock. What drew you to that? I mean, have you always listened to bands, or was it a new thing that you just sort of struck upon?
Well, it's a bit of both. I mean, I always listened to other kinds of music, but I never found those kind of bands that interesting. And I think in the last 2 years, just made that switch. There's so many great bands out there, and also the vocalists, they sound just completely different.
Right.
I mean, in the world where I'm from, the trance world, there's always a couple of singers out there, and then everybody starts using those, and it's always the same,
Sure.
The love songs. And I felt like if I work with these indie bands, they bring so much extra flavor to the song because they're so different. That already inspired me to make something different as well.
I mean, you've got so many different people on there, like Kelly from Block Party and Emily from Metric, even Nelly Furtado, Calvin Harris. How did you go about hooking up with these people and choosing which particular vocalists to work with?
That was a pretty natural process. I mean, been working on the album for 1.5 years. Yeah. Altogether, from start to finish. And most of the people I just met on the road, or I went to their shows, or they came to my shows. So it was, I met a lot of those people in the last year, actually. So, and it was just, a natural process. Like, hey, you want to work together? And that's how I'm working now continuously. I already met in New York the last week 2 other big bands I'm going to work with as well.
Can you say who they are?
Muse.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That's one of them. The other one I can't say yet.
Wow.
But it's funny though that's how my process is nowadays. I'm just more open to all kinds of music, and I try to get that music involved in the music I like to play.
Yeah, right. I mean, Muse, that would be a really interesting one. Matt Bellamy's voice is probably one of the most interesting in alternative rock at the moment. What sort of attracted you to those guys?
It's going to be, we're going to start off with a remix.
Oh, right, yeah, sure.
So for the track of the new album, and then after that we will see what's going to happen.
Sure. So you're saying that you're open to a lot of new things more than you used to be. I've noticed recently that you've been doing a lot of outside producing, whether it's remixes for Yeah Yeahs, Block Party, and you've also been doing production work for Dizzy Rascal, and I couldn't believe it, 3-6 Mafia.
Yeah.
How did that all come together?
I mean, I was always so stuck in this trance world, you know, like Tiesto is trance and that's what he plays, and I felt like that whole trance thing that didn't bring me anything extra anymore. I mean, I still like it, the melodies and stuff, but I felt like as a producer first, you're more open. You can produce whatever you want, you know. You don't. If you're a DJ, you're stuck in a certain style or sound probably. Sure. But as a producer, you can do whatever you want, and that's what I felt as well. Like, why should I just make just one kind of music? Well, I think it's really fun to do. Like the track I made with Dizzy Rascal, it was really fun to do it. Yeah. And the same with 360 Mafia. You know, I had this instrumental track, and then they just put everything on top of there. So it was I'm still in my element. Sure. And it's just a lot of fun to be involved in with all those bands, and it's an enrichment for my creative spirit. Yeah, right. I think it's really impressive and also a bit courageous on your part to do that, because I don't know, from my perspective at least, there's a lot of producers out there who have been doing this for, 10 or more years, and they don't change too much. And I think it's pretty brave of you to say, look, I'm tired of doing this one thing. I want to at least try and do something different, and just go out there and, sort of go blind, and who knows if it'll pay off, but you've really, really tried to do it. I think that's pretty, you should be commended for that, Tiesto. Yeah, no, thanks. Yeah. Well, it started off as with my productions, and now it's musically as well. When I DJ, when I come back to Australia, you will hear I play completely different than I did 2 years ago when I was there the last time. It's a lot more eclectic, and I try to tap in from everybody. A bit of house and a bit of techno and a bit of just everything, and that makes it much more a very diverse set. Okay, yeah, well that'll be interesting. You're doing a whole lot of shows in Australia, and they've gone really quickly, so it's clear that people have missed you since you've been here. Are you excited to come back? Yeah, I'm really happy to come back. I mean, I love Australia. I mean, I think Sydney is an amazing city. It's one of my favorites. Yeah. It's too far away from everything else in the world. That's why I couldn't live there. But if that city would be like somewhere close, I would definitely live there. Sure. So, I mean, you collaborated on I Will Be Here with Sneaky Sound System. How did you guys, how'd you get in touch with them? Well, I met them at the Winter Music Conference in Miami. Oh, okay. At the beginning of this year. Yeah. And, I mean, she has an amazing voice. She performs live. It's so great. Yeah. And, I just decided to work with them. And, just send the demo over, and she really liked it. She started writing on top of that. Then I got it back, and I just threw everything away except for a vocal and just started all over again, and then this crazy track came out. Okay. All right, man. Hey, thanks, man. Yeah, have a good day. Yeah, you too. Bye. Bye. Streaming audio interviews only in the mix.